Hey, it's me, Mila. Yeah, you can see I'm doing a different kind of format today. And I apologize for the background noise from this microphone here. I don't have anything that's actually like a noise canceling microphone or, one that's actually any high quality. So
It's my turn.
I hope you'll forgive that. Downgrade in the audio quality for this clip, this video I'm doing today. The reason I'm not going in front of the camera today and just going with some gameplay footage here instead, I'm feeling kind of ugly today. It actually happened the last few days. Got this real nasty looking cold sore on the corner of my lip, and I'm just really self-conscious about it. But at the same time, I know I haven't done any kind of comment updates since my Icon for Hire after recap. And I go back to work tomorrow night, so kind of overdue.
Leave it to me.
So
Take this.
anyway, I really hope that the background hissing or whatever it is that you want to call it, it is not too distracting. So yeah, this will definitely just be a one-off.
You're always helping me out, Emma.
I might do this format from time to time, just if I'm feeling it, particularly dysphoric, or just, look like absolute dog shit.
Yes.
But anyway, with that out of the way, yeah, so it's been, a week and a half, closer to 2 weeks since my last video, so I figured I would just do a little rundown of what's happened to me over the past week.
Leave it to me.
Yeah.
Take this.
So, not to sound too vloggy or whatever, but my work life has been pretty stressful lately, and has a lot to do with these machines that I run. They can suck balls sometimes. I mean, most of the time I go to work and things are, they're really low stress, and things go really smoothly for the most part. And then I have weeks like I had last week where absolutely nothing seemed to want to go right.
Leave it to me.
So why do I bring this up? Well, that's pretty simple. So the night before the Icon for Hire show, I was having a particularly shitty night.
I'm going.
And yeah, just had too many things pile up all at once, and I wound up with a momentary, momentarily gave in to emotion.
Yeah.
Allowed a large box of bad parts to fall off the scale onto the floor. Just one of those things where I'll word it a different way. I aggressively pulled the box off the scale and let it fall to the floor. So yeah, I actually got reported to not my immediate supervisor for it, the shift supervisor, which would be on the chain of command, but I actually got reported to the main office for that. So I came back to work on Saturday, last week on Saturday, and the first thing I get as soon as I punch in is my shift supervisor saying that we need to have a chat later on. And I respond by saying a chat about.
What a relief.
And she tells me what it was about. And yeah, so the thing on that is, that supervisor, my shift supervisor, she is phenomenal. She's great. We've had an excellent rapport for the last 2.5 years, and and just speaking frankly, there is nobody else that works at that plant that I would rather have as my shift supervisor.
There, take them down.
So if anyone's going to talk to me about something that's gone wrong, I would rather have it be her than anyone else, that works there. So
Leave it to me.
we had to have a little discussion, about the whole incident, and she basically just said that she had to talk to me because she was told she had to talk to me, and we concluded after hashing it out that the reason it came up was because I was just overwhelmed in the moment and just had a momentary lapse of I just lost my cool for a second.
Now's our chance.
Now, one thing that
Yes.
she mentioned during this conversation that I thought was kind of like a moment was while she was being filled in on this incident, and she saw the security footage of it, and one thing that came up from the office actually was I had recently been talking to a coworker of mine, which was about the bad parts that I was so pissed off about.
It's my turn.
And
There.
basically the timing of it was that I had just walked away from him, and
Let's go.
basically almost immediately committed that act, and they were concerned because I have just
My blade.
I've been going through the process of getting my name updated and my gender markers updated and everything at work too, and they were concerned that the discussion I had with that coworker was pertaining to my status as a transgender individual. So, I mean, I was glad that that they're actually showing concern about that. I mean, even though in this case it had nothing to do with it, but I was I was a little touched by it. If
Yes.
I'm full disclosure there. I mean, most of the time I'm sure it's probably just like a liability thing, but sometimes it's good to have that that affirmation that people actually are looking out for you.
I appreciate it.
So I was glad for that.
Let's go.
Yeah, so I wasn't given any kind of formal write-up or anything. It was just one of those things where
You're always
they-
helping me out, Emma.
they had to document it because it was reported to the office. And apparently the standard process of that involves HR talking to me or talking to the person involved. But they decided to defer to my shift lead because, just because of the rapport that we share. So, not that I have a bad relationship with HR. It's just I think they wanted to go with who I had the best rapport with. So, I give them points for that for sure.
It's my turn.
But as you'd expect in a company, in a Fortune 500 company, you gotta have redundancies with management. And I actually wound up getting talked to a second time about the same thing, the same incident, by my cell supervisor. I mean, he's brand new over my area, and just for the last couple of weeks, and he came to me about 20 minutes before my shift was over on the last day I worked, and he brought it up and went into this whole long spiel about about how if things get that bad, don't let it get to you, just shut it down and just be done with it. So I appreciate that the higher ups, at least the ones I deal with directly, you know, they actually do seem to give a shit.
Now.
Which, you know, so many places that I've worked before, you know, they don't care if, you know, if the work becomes impossible. You know, a lot of places they'll just say, you know, tough shit, just deal with it. But I've not gotten that here.
They're down.
I mean, I have had a couple breaks where I've kind of melted down because, you know, I've always been more of an emotional person anyway.
Unforgivable.
You know, even before I had started HRT, but I think it's gotten, you know, a bit, you know, it's been amplified a bit because of the
Leave it to
HRT.
me.
But yeah, anyway, so
Now's our
I got the
chance.
same, you know, same discussion both, you know, to begin the week and to end
It's
the
my
week,
turn.
and
There.
I really could have done without, you know,
It's my turn.
the redundancy there, but
All right. Nice work.
still, no write-ups or anything, just concern, you know, that, you know, something might have been, you know, extraordinarily wrong. So, yeah, good for them. Not so good for the person that that snitched on me, but he knows what he did, and
Ready.
he went out of his way to avoid talking to me at all over the past week. You know, which is kind of awkward because he works right next to my area.
Now,
So.
bring it on.
I'm not thrilled, you know, that I'm going to have to deal with his shit for the next few weeks or months or however long until he decides that that he's bored of working there and decides to move on to someplace else. But whatever, you know,
Dark
that's
blade.
a circus for another day, right?
Now's our chance.
Really, Cat? Really? You're going to do the whole marking your water dish thing right now
There.
while I'm trying to talk into a microphone that picks up a lot more than you think it does?
My turn.
Yeah, so my cat is furiously scratching at the floor around her water dish, you know, to make sure that everyone knows that that's hers.
It's mine.
So I apologize for
It's
that.
my turn.
Yeah, so
More.
you know, work sucked for the last week. I mean, they were, you know, the management was all, you know,
Now.
getting out, you know, their bootlicking tongues and shit, and you know, kissing the ground at the visitors from Europe.
It's my turn.
You
There.
know, they were in for a tour, and, you know,
Let's keep
they're
moving.
potential new clients, you know, so you know, they want to make their best impression. But good God, that's always been a pet peeve of mine, is that, you know, you got these, you know, like, it's like at home or at work, it's always the same
one
thing.
looks frightening.
Oh, we have
Please
someone
be
who we don't
careful.
see every day showing up. Let's make sure everything is deceivingly clean and not actually,
My
you know,
turn.
true to form. You know, make sure things look absolutely immaculate, even though they never look this way on the average day.
Gather in my bow.
And it's like, you know, what the fuck? It's a factory. Things are gonna get dirty. Things are gonna get, you know, unkempt. So let's just, you know, let's just deal with it as is, and you know, just let them see what, you know, let them see the real plant.
My turn.
I mean, that's just me.
Ha!
Maybe I'm just lazy. I don't know. But
I'm going.
I think it's pointless to spend, you know, 3-4 hours cleaning you know, for those 3 days that they were around. But you know,
Yes.
let us do our jobs. You know, if there's a little grease on the side of a machine, you know, that's just what happens sometimes. You know, don't worry about it. But anyway, enough blah blah blahing about work. Let's see, other developments from the past week. Oh yeah, I had what was it? Wednesday I came home after my electrolysis appointment and visiting with Mom, and there was a letter in the mailbox from my HOA. Yeah, so 3 weeks ago, you know, I
Leave it to
I had a handyman over, you know, and he rebuilt my deck.
My watch.
And he tore up the old lumber and replaced it with brand new boards.
My
And
turn.
it looks great. I think it really looks great.
There.
Well, it's been less than 3 weeks, and already I had the HOA board
Take this.
sending me a letter saying that I have until July 31st to get the boards stained.
There. Now's our chance.
Okay,
An opening.
now
I'm up.
to the uninitiated, that would be no problem. You know, you got two and a half months to get things, you know, taken care of there. Well, I guess 2 and 1/3 months, whatever.
You're always helping me
You know,
out, Emma.
get the stain, you know, get those boards stained, and you know, all's well that ends well, right? Well, except to anyone that knows what's going on, you know, new lumber needs time to cure. And I attended the HOA meeting to get permission back in April to replace these boards. You know, this was something that they actually sent a letter to me last year requiring me to replace these boards because, you know, they didn't like the way they looked anymore. Okay, no problem. But then they decided that, okay, you have to submit this paperwork asking for permission to do the thing that we told you have to do. Okay, so that's okay, I guess. But then they took it a step further, and they decided around New Year's that
I see a powerful enemy.
they would no longer be accepting mailed submissions or anything left in the community mailbox with these requests to get the work done. And all of a sudden, we will only be accepting these requests during the monthly board meetings, which take place right before I have to be at work
There.
on the first Tuesday of every month.
It's
Like, okay, what the fuck? I basically I have to arrange possibly missing work so I can attend these meetings,
An opening.
you know, to ask them permission to do what they told me I have to
It's
do.
down.
It's like, okay, all this arbitrary bullshit.
Leave it to me.
Okay, that's just a whole tangent right there, but anyway, when I went to the meeting in April, I asked them point blank
Now.
about the staining. They said,
Leave it to me.
I asked them,
There.
if I would be subjected to that,
Together now.
that May 31st deadline that they had initially given me, because the boards were brand new. And they told me, oh, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. And I took them at their word. So I was a little surprised when, what is it, a month and a half later, I'm getting this letter saying, okay, now you have,
Take this.
basically you have 10 weeks
Let's go.
to get this work done, even though your boards will be nowhere near ready to go by then.
There.
So
I'm up.
I wound up texting my neighbor, who I have an awesome rapport with. Seriously, I am so grateful I have the neighbor that I have on the one side.
Sorry.
She's helped me out so much since I bought this
It's my
condo,
turn.
helping navigate the HOA and
It's my turn.
just everything about it. And gosh, I'd be lost without her. So
Yeah.
she's great.
Thank you.
I asked her, what kind of stain she used.
I'll treat
It's
you
kind of
immediately.
a way to kind of figure out what my next steps. And she responded, saying that there's no way that should be a thing.
Leave it to me.
With the the requirement to get it all stained by July 31st. So she said she talked to someone.
I'm up.
And well, there was a follow-up to that tonight when
down.
just a couple hours ago I had my
At this rate,
my back doorbell rang, And there was this old, this old lady was back there. Turns out she was a member of the HOA board. She had a letter in her hand. Basically, it was a handwritten letter from her saying that no way this
Appreciate it. This'll help.
this mandate that I need to get the staining done this summer.
Let's go.
That's not going to happen.
There.
So she gave you the handwritten letter and said, don't worry about it, just get it done next spring. And she she did end up by saying
keep moving.
that if I don't get it done by next October, so 2024 October, then we're going to have a problem. She was joking, of course, but I think she was also serious. But anyway, I just told her that, if it goes that long and I still haven't stained it, something will have gone terribly, terribly wrong. So that got resolved, but I'm still I'm a little pissed that that I have this HOA board that they're so they're so uncoordinated with what they're doing. And their big thing is they're always looking for ways to fine the members. They're looking to fine us as homeowners because for this thing, that thing, and it's always it's something stupid. It's like, okay, so you don't get the staining done by their arbitrary deadline, and suddenly you're paying an extra $250 a month in penalties just because. I mean, that pisses me off, okay? And it's everything that they look at. It's always $250 a month fine for everything, for every infraction. And they seem to be always looking for new ways to drum up their fines. Like, okay, are you really just trying to stuff our coffers with extra cash, or what?
Victory is clear.
But anyway, I might be mistaken on that, but that's the impression I keep getting.
It's my turn. Take
So for now, it's settled. I still have to go and get some stain and brushes and whatever, between now and next spring. But
It's my turn.
at least for now, it's taken care of.
There. Now.
But
an opening.
on to some happier news.
Sit.
I thought I had a power steering issue with my car.
Yes.
So I took that over to the mechanic and
Take this.
had them check it out because
It's my turn.
I was getting some
Now.
weird noises when I was driving last week. I would get this
Always helping me out.
whining sound, similar to like what an electric drill is gonna do. When you start to rev it up, kind of like that tone. Not as loud, but about that same pitch. And I would get that when I would be, I'd be doing low speed turning with my car. So I'm thinking, okay, it's a power steering issue. I take the car to the mechanic, and the guy checked it out. Said,
This one's strong.
yeah,
Be
I've
careful.
got your power steering fluid was almost completely full.
Leave it to me.
You're just a tiny bit from the top, so he added just that tiny little bit. But he said I was like just over a quart low on oil, which is a little concerning because
Now, everyone.
it was only about 2,500 miles since my last oil change. And prior to this, I had no knowledge of an
It's my
oil
turn.
leak. So I'm a little worried there. But the car is, it's, what is it? It's built
Now's our chance.
it's an 18-year-old car, so
Yes.
it's not unexpected I would have some issues like that.
They're down.
It's mine.
But anyway, so I was expecting to spend a lot of money that day because you know how mechanics are. They'll
My blade.
you know,
Calm
they
as still
charge a
water.
lot because, you know, car maintenance is expensive between parts and labor. But the mechanic I go to, you know, they're very reasonable with their rates.
Slash.
I haven't actually had any lengthy service done to my car for a while, so it's been the routine stuff like diagnostics and oil changes. But the last time I had to do service with them, they were charging $60 an hour for you know, for labor,
Yes.
which I mean, what most dealers charge like $120, $200 an hour now, you know, plus parts.
Vorpal flare.
So
Yes.
I'm good with them. You know, I'll keep going to them, and because I trust their work, and they are not the kind of people that will you know,
I'm up.
jerk me around with non-issues.
My turn.
They'll tell me things are happening, but like what was it, a year or two ago, you know, they told
My
me
turn. There.
that yes, I had a small, tiny power steering fluid leak, but at the time they said, don't worry about it, it's not
my
serious, just be aware that it could become an issue later on. That's why I thought to bring the car into them last week, because of that.
It's my turn.
Anyway, I was glad to, you know,
It's
to
my
get
turn.
the mostly clear bill of health on the car that day. I mean, ever since I hit that bear with it, I've been nervous about it, but it's been holding up pretty well. So, yay me,
Breakthrough.
yay my car.
I'm going.
Ooh, tell me you didn't hear that microphone. My stomach just gurgled a bit.
It's my turn.
Anyway,
Everyone okay?
I guess the other important thing, or the other happy thing I got from the past week was, as kind of an aftermath thing from the acoustic session that I got to listen to or / partake in with Icon for Hire last week. I decided, you know, I had previously missed out on their acoustic album, but after getting a chance to hear Ariel sing in person without any of the usual technology, you know, bolstering her voice or anything, I was like, yep, I'm buying this acoustic album. So that arrived, and I also got her book, which
Yes.
I'm not very far into it, but it seems like a really good read so far. It's, you know, it's been
They're down.
her journey from self-hate to self-love, and
Let's go.
I think I finally understand why I've been so drawn to the band lately. Is that I see a lot of similarities between
turn.
the approach that she had and the approach that I've been undertaking to life, and the person that each of us is. So I guess I just find it's a lot more relatable than I had initially considered. But anyway, I've been enjoying the book, and
I'm up.
I'm not going to speed through it or anything. I just want to be able to enjoy it.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much it. Still got to figure out what I'm going to do as far as getting those posters up, or
It's my turn.
the poster that I got at the show. Because it's an autograph poster, so I'd like to place it somewhere prominent. But good God, I've gone for half an hour almost already.
It's my turn.
Yeah, so I should probably shut up now, because I'm sure you're tired of listening to me babble on. But yeah, I can't think of anything else I got going on right now that will require me to keep the video going any further. But I hope you didn't mind too much this format. And again, I do apologize for the weird audio.
It's down.
like I said, this is what I'm planning to do is just a one-off, but right now I just feel so ugly and dysphoric with the cold sore that's
Yes.
positioned oh so comfortably or
There.
over my right lip,
down.
and I'm just like, nope, I
It's mine.
will not have this on
I'm
camera.
going.
Nope, 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 nope. So so that's why I went with
Now's our
this
chance. Everyone,
this
please help.
weird one-off kind of thing.
Got it.
There.
So
Ha!
I will shut up now, and I will let you get back to your day. I will talk to you all later.
It's down.
Bye bye.
Attack.
This is it.
My turn. There. Now.
Take this. Leave it to me. There.
More incoming.
Let's go. Sit.
Yes. Let's go. Ah! Yes. Dark blade. Please. Now.
An opening. Let's go. Crimson Slash! It's down!
Attack.
It's my turn. Petrifying shells loaded! You're not going anywhere! Here!
It's mine.
Not on my watch! This'll help!
Thank you.
This is it! You failed your inspection! One more! This is the end? Justice Bullet! No problems. Let's continue.
We did it!
I did it!
I did it!
Fabulous!